People instinctively try to read someone's intentions looking straight in the eye. From birth, we look into people's eyes to try to understand what they are thinking. Eye contact is the most precise signal that allows intuitively assess the intentions of another human. Proper contact affects how people feel in our company, whether they feel at ease or uncomfortable. Eye contact affects the level of trust we get and whether we make a good first impression. As interpersonal communication is largely based on the assessment of facial expressions and body language, visual cues are a very important part of reading someone's thoughts and attitude. When people meet for the first time, they look at each other and judge themselves. Assessment is largely based on what is visible, and our eyes play a significant role on how we are seen by the environment, and you either give the impression of a confident man with whom it's worth to do business, or a man who has no character and cannot be trusted. Eyes communicate a range of social cues and emotions, evokes presence, projects confidence and self-esteem. In this video, how to make a proper eye contact, how to use your eyes to emanate confidence, build good rapport with your client, and close more sales more easily. Hi, my name is Pavel. I've been in sales for over 15 years. I've built a network of contact and sales from scratch several times in my career on the open market for companies operating in industrial sector. If you are looking for reliable information and sales advice, please subscribe and let's get started with our video topic. Eye contact is an especially important type of nonverbal communication because the visual sense is a dominant for most people. Eyes provide one of the strongest emotions during every social interaction. It's a sign of confidence and respect. In sales, when you're verbally closing a deal, you need to make sure your eyes are squarely fixed on the eyes of your client. If you are not confident enough to deliver eye contact at the moment of closing, your client will most likely read the signal subconsciously, and as a result, the closing loses its momentum, and there may appear a feeling of doubt in your client's mind. If you can't give your client firm eye contact when you are closing, how do you expect your client to believe you in what you say? Keeping eye contact with the person you are talking to shows that you are actively listening and paying attention. People who like each other do it longer. Depending on the country, when you speak, it's 40 to 80%, and when we listen, about 80% time of conversation. Generally, building a good rapport with a new prospect and gaining his trust requires maintaining eye contact for about 60 to 70% time of conversation. The more you look at the person you are talking to, the more power and authority you will give off. But it's not enough just to look someone in the eye. Hardly anyone talks about it, but the eyes show not only self-confidence, but also fear and confusion. Your eyes must emanate confidence, and this can be achieved by proper inner game or practicing, for example, meditation. Powerful practice that help increase awareness about our inner feelings and physical reactions, because eyes are a powerful representation of your emotions. That's why people say the eyes are the window to the soul. We can read from them literally everything. So it's not about staring at someone, it's about transfer of emotions, your vital energy. Other nonverbal signals like the tone of voice, gestures, or even the frequency of blinking are equally important. People who experience stress blink more often. We don't trust people who are nervous or shy, simply because they don't look straight into our eyes. When two strangers meet for the first time, usually the first who looks away is the person who feels lower in the hierarchy. This pattern has been ingrained for generations, and it concerns both social and professional areas of our life. People may be intimidated by social status or physical strength. Looking straight in the eye in some situations is seen as a sign of subtle challenge, disapproval, or a different point of view. People associate lying with looking away, but liars know it well, and research shows that they deliberately look straight in the eye to minimize the risk of being exposed. So just a look is not a solid indicator of whether someone is lying or not, and that you will immediately build a good rapport with your client. Researchers have found that people can remember up to 3 times as much information as they see in their right field of vision than in the left. You have probably heard the statement that someone is the right hand of his boss. From now on, take it literally and try to sit on the right side of the person you are talking to. Every time you want to make a good impression, be remembered for longer when talking to a client, giving a presentation or interview, just keep that in mind. Depending on the lighting, our pupils expand and contract, work independently of our will. When someone is excited, his pupils become 4 times bigger than normal. When in a bad mood, the pupils narrow. When a man meets a woman and she reciprocates his interest, her pupils dilate. Eyes get bigger and therefore she becomes even more attractive to him. Some people call it Bambi Eyes because the eyes resemble these from Disney cartoons. Women's pupils dilate when they see small babies, and babies' pupils when they see mother. It's some kind of rejection protection mechanism. Fashion models' eyes are enlarged in computer programs to be more attractive and tempting in photos or commercials. Professional poker players often hide their eyes behind dark glasses because their pupils involuntarily dilate when they receive good cards. The same may be true for a client who likes your product or when you present your offer. By reading this signal, you are able to smoothly close the sale and be tougher in negotiations. What's more, research shows that when one person's pupils dilate, it reflects on the other person and his behavior, and she looks at him more sympathetically. That's why eye contact is extremely important when you try to build a rapport with another human, no matter it's a private or professional life. Eyes will tell you virtually everything. When people think, they move their eyes. When we try to recall an image from the past, we look up to left. When it's a sound, only to the left. When we think about feelings, we look down the right. When we try to put thoughts in our head, we look down left. These standard eye directions are likely to apply to a majority of people, but of course there are exceptions. If someone is thinking about recent event or information which he is very familiar, he may not move his eyes at all. That's why it's not about remembering all these signals and analyzing every gesture every time you talk to someone. As a human, we have coded instincts that have allowed our species to survive over thousands of years, and we are able to read all these signals intuitively. Just make the proper eye contact with the people you are talking to. Don't let yourself to be intimidated, and you will get most of the answers. To sum up, try to make eye contact before you start to talk to someone. Maintain eye contact 50% of the time when speaking and 70% when listening. But remember, it's not about staring back, active listening. Your eyes must express emotions. When you look away, do it slowly. Looking away too quickly can make you appear nervous or shy. Look straight in the eyes of strangers, your friends, your spouse, children, clients, and your life will take on a different quality. You will be able to read better the intentions and feelings of people around you. You will be seen as a more confident person and you will close more sales more easily. But be aware that you may encounter clients who are hypersensitive to eye contact. Brains of such people show higher than normal activity in the pathways that process expressions on people's faces. Therefore, they try to avoid it because it can cause them extreme discomfort. So, be empathic. And the end script on this video, you will find a link to video on meditation and its benefits in sales. Please check it out if you want to improve your eye contact skills. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and see you soon.